Okay, welcome back, everyone. We're going to go with the UC Irvine players first, followed by Coach Niffen. Welcome again. This is the 2021 Outrigger Big West Men's Volleyball Championship presented by the Hawaiian Islands. This is the UC Irvine press conference, and we have two UC Irvine student athletes in the room. We have outside hitter Joel Schneidmiller and middle blocker Scott Static. We will go right in and poll the media here for any questions. Again, if you have a question, please use the hand raise function or wave your hand in the camera, and I will call on you. We will go in order. And let's start with Dave Reardon. Go ahead, Dave.
Hello, gentlemen. You guys were able to stay with them, like just point for point, for the first half of the first set. What was it that got them going as far as them being able to run off 5 in a row after just trading points for that whole time?
Yeah, as you said, we were right with them pretty much every set, a couple points here and there. But I think what kind of pushed them away was just their service runs. They put some props to them. They put some good service pressure on us from the end line, and we couldn't pass the ball too well and side out quick enough. So it was just those little runs that was the difference.
Waiting for our next question. Scott, as you reflect back on your career and the accomplishments that you have had with the blocking records that you have had at UC Irvine, what do you think of when you look back on all the years that you've been an anteater?
Yeah, I look back with, how do I phrase this? I was about to say I look back with nothing but regret. The opposite of that, I look back with no regret. I've loved all 5 years I've been here. Obviously, this year and last year were a little strange with COVID and pandemic, but I can't say enough about this place. I can't say enough about the coaches, the people that surround this program. Block record's really cool, but cooler than that is the people I've been surrounded by for 5 years now. That's going to be something I take with me for the rest of my life. Blocks can stay on the court.
Dave Reardon, you have another question?
Yes. Since your regular season ended here, you got to spend a little bit of time here, and did you get to? Things are a little different because of COVID, but did you get to do some interesting tourist type of things that you might not have been able to otherwise?
We've been pretty locked in. We came here to win the tournament, and we did not come here to get bounced in the first round. So we came out and we were preparing. So we were here to play. That's what we did.
Thank you.
Joel, talk about last week when you had that 5-setter against Hawaii and came within a couple of points of knocking them off. I mean, what was the confidence level of the team coming into the tournament based off of that performance?
I would say it was pretty high, right? I mean, I think that was pretty clear to see, probably our best game that we've played this season, and I don't even think it was, our best. Like, I've seen, I know my guys and I've seen better, so I think we were super excited to play all these guys and excited to come out and play Long Beach, but it was just consistency. It came down to consistency, and we couldn't maintain that high level of play. And I think if you gave us a full fall like we normally do, and we do a special thing, team retreat in the fall, so I think if you gave us that, it might be a little different end of the season here. But yeah, it came down to consistency.
Let's go to Rob Aspero.
Actually, my question is for both of you gentlemen. First of all, great season and great witnessing your entire careers at UC Irvine, so it's been a total honor. But having the history that I have with the program, both of you are probably some of the most dynamic and dominant players to ever don the uniform in each of your positions. What's in store for you now that you've played your last match here in college?
Yeah, I'm not too sure yet. I plan to go play professionally overseas somewhere, but I'm just still trying to, stay with the team as long as possible. So hang out with the guys, play as much beach, just have fun while I'm still here. So yeah.
Scott, what about you?
Yeah, kind of like Joel, we've been pretty ultra focused on this season, and giving this all the credit and all the attention for a little bit here. So still pretty raw, still pretty raw emotions right now. So we'll figure that all out later. But for right now, we're just happy he's still wearing the jerseys.
Rob?
Love you, Rob.
I know,
Follow up,
I
Rob?
got to hit you guys up big time. Sorry. Obviously being in a pandemic year, and just the fact that it's miraculous to even have a volleyball season, but what key memory do you guys come away with after this unique time in history?
Scott, you want to take that first?
Yeah.
I love you guys.
I think it's been really cool just to see Irvine's reaction to this pandemic in general. I think they've worked really hard to give us as much of a season as we could, and our home court, the Bren staff, I think honestly one of the coolest things about this season is just see them and see how they've worked to keep everything clean, but also try to get us in there as much as we can and try to let us practice in there. And they're doing all the extra stuff. They're staying late. They're coming in early, and that's really cool. And yeah, we can't say enough about them. Shout out Carla if you're watching this. Good work, Carla.
Love you, Carla. Yeah, for me, yeah, same along with Scott. I'm just super thankful that this could even happen. I was worried there that my senior year would get taken away, but super thankful, yeah, to everyone involved, our coaching staff, everyone, and you really see especially during COVID, all the work that really goes into a season and even one practice. There's so many people helping out, so yeah, just super thankful to play. That's all I want to do.
We're just happy we had a season. It was great.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Okay, hearing none, you guys are excused, and we will bring in Coach Niffen for the rest of the interview.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Coach, we'll go ahead and just have you start out with a brief statement, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Yeah, I think the guys handled that really well. We came here with the intent of winning. We certainly didn't come here to get swept, and we also know the reality is that one team ends the season with a win. Everybody else ends with a loss. So, statistically speaking, this is the more likely outcome, no matter how many years I coach. I'll tell you, winning never gets old. Losing never gets old either. It still hurts. We'll say I'm in line with these guys. I think we just ran out of time. And that's the case for a lot of programs. That's not unique to us. But I really liked where we were going. I liked what we showed on Friday night against Hawaii. I thought we were scratching the surface of some of our potential there. We have a team that's over half of them are freshmen when you really think about it, in terms of a lot of guys didn't even get to finish their first freshman year last year, so they never really got to make that transition. And so those things are all true. But the narrative really that I'm focused on here with these guys, I'm just really proud of both of them. All three of the seniors that made this trip and all four of the seniors that are in our program this year. And look at these guys and their impact and their fingerprints on the program. We want to get back to winning, obviously. 2-14, I think, is how we ended up this year, and that's certainly wasn't our objective. And at the same time, we didn't come here for second place either. So we were all in on trying to figure out a way to win, and we truly believed that 0-0 was where we were starting playoffs, and believed we had a shot. So I appreciate the honest pursuit of that, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
And we will go to Dave Reardon with the first question.
Coach, you certainly looked like you had a shot through a good portion of the beginning of the first set, and then they went on a 5-0 run there. Was there anything specific that you thought allowed them to get a little separation there?
Yeah, I mean, volleyball is a really simple game. I love it for so many reasons. It's just not complicated. You make more errors than the other team, it's hard to win. And we made a lot of passing errors there, and we made some hitting errors, and we let them off the hook a little bit. They sure tried to keep us in the match with their service errors. That was pretty incredible. I think almost 3-1 in terms of errors on their side. But that's really what it came down to for us. And that's just basic one-on-one volleyball. And that's a lot of that's on me as a coach in terms of figuring out how do we condition in fundamentals so it's not even something we think about. We just hammer that stuff.
Thank you.
Yep.
We'll wait for our next question.
Yeah, I know Rob's going to have something for me. I'm ready.
Yeah, Rob, I know you have something. Come on.
All right, if I've got to ask, I'm going to ask it. You already alluded to it in having some of the one of the youngest teams in the conference this year, but what are some of your key takeaways, and what did you see in this group of guys that gives you an optimistic future of the program?
I wouldn't trade Irvine guys for anybody. I ask a lot of these guys in terms of how we operate as a program. You know, we're not just walking in trying to do the X's and O's. I think we really nail what collegiate sports is about at Irvine. You know, and in a COVID year, you're always looking for wins and bright spots. And you know, when our athletic department said, "Hey, if you guys want to get on the court, we can't have any positive tests," our guys locked down, and we had 0 positive tests in an entire year. I don't know any program besides Hawaii in the country that did that. And some of that is chance and luck, but some of that is absolutely discipline and respect for the rules and respect for the leadership that's in front of us. So that's a win, you know, for us to go through an entire season. But we suffer from that too, because then there's no barbecues in Newport. There's no camaraderie off the court. There's, you know, we struggle with some of that. And these guys love each other. And so taking that away for the greater good of being able to play a senior year for these guys, that's hard. That's hard. Looking at team GPA stuff, you know, as a program, we outperformed the general student body at UCI again. You know, we were the highest GPA of all male sports teams at UCI again. And, you know, we're doing some stuff right. We got guys that are going to graduate with master's degrees. Joel Schneidmiller makes Dean's List, and, you know, no secret that he came in not super confident in school, you know, and goes through and does the work. And the growth that comes out of this, those are wins, Rob. You know, I mean, those are wins. I mean, we're crushing this thing. Somebody's gonna win a national championship this year, but the way we're attacking this thing, if we lose in the NCAA finals or we lose in the first round of the Big West tournament, I don't really know how different that is at the end of the day when I think about the caliber of people that we're trying to mold when they come through our program. And that's a bright spot for me. The volleyball stuff's simple. We just need more time. And again, that's on me as a coach to figure out. And the good thing is I know that we can do it, and I know that I can do it. So we get some time and some luck and some circumstance and some other things, and all those things come together, and you end up with a hunk of wood you can take home, and that's fun. I wouldn't trade these guys for that piece of wood, and that's for sure. And I do love what we're doing here.
Thank you.
We have any other questions for Coach Niffen? Okay, I think we are good. Thank you, Coach.
Cindy Lewis, you don't want to ask anything about Presho?
Cindy has no comment.
I'm going to make a comment about Presho because we're in Hawaii. So I'll just pretend somebody asked me the question. Just want to give a shout out to Coach Presho. We missed him on this trip. You know, we missed him on the bench this year, and we got a lot of love for that guy. He is so deeply rooted in both these programs here at University of Hawaii and at UC Irvine, and I just think we need to make sure we're bringing his name up every year we can. He made the hard decision this year. He's with Kyler right now. Kyler's finishing his senior year up at Stanford, and he's focused on family. And you talk about Irvine guys and what I want this to represent. For a guy to choose family over passion and volleyball, and to make the decision to be there home at nights with his kids as they're growing up and make a decision to follow Kyler through his senior year, that's special. So he represents both programs well, both UC Irvine and Hawaii, and we're proud to have had time with him. So I appreciate the thought, and I see you, Cindy. You're raising your hand. What do you got?
Go ahead, Cindy.
Oh, I just wanted to say thank you for bringing that up. I had buried this video screen, and I apologize for not asking, but thank you for all your great comments on Mark.
Thank you.
All right, team. Thank you.